Hello everyone and welcome to this Train Sim World news video. I'm not sure if this is really news, and it'll probably end up in me just having a bit of a rant about Focus. Of course, they are the owners of Dovetail Games, and they put out this revenue statement. Like, this is an official investors' revenue statement from the 19th of October. So it's not new. It's coming up to 2 months old. I've been wanting to make a video on this for a while because there's so much to unpack here. And the thing that really picked me up was this sort of paragraph, or these few. Train Sim World 4 being a successful launch. You know, they say successful launch twice here of Train Sim World 4, and I'll unpack that a bit later and why I think that is a complete lie, and why Train Sim World 4 is almost categorically the biggest failure so far of the Train Sim World franchise. And that's not my opinion, that is statistically proven. And this is just such corporate bullshit. Like, the overall contribution of Train Sim, blah blah blah, because strong franchises that generate recurring revenue. That's the kicker. They're not interested in making quality content. They have asked Dovetail to put out content that makes money. That means we can expect more gameplay packs. That means we can expect more shitty livery packs and worse routes, and that's what we're seeing, certainly. Luckily, there are at least a few third parties that have shown interest in making actual good quality content, and then, you know, this stuff, blah 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 blah, like for like revenue of 40 million euros, which is just it's a bit unnerving. And I'll get into that a little bit more. We just got to bear in mind with everything, this is Focus Entertainment's share price in the last year. Obviously, it's not doing so well. And it did all right here, but it's collapsed again. You know, it's in this year, it's more than halved in value. It's ridiculous, and we can go into sort of 1 month, and you can see, okay, it's all right this month, but go into sort of the week long, and it's not doing well, right? And it's been a while since it. It's been a few weeks since the stock price rose, really, in a day. If it might be easier just to see if I put that to line. But their shares are not doing well, so they want to make money, right? They want to post earnings. And that means they have to get earnings from somewhere, and they own Dovetail, so there's no reason why they wouldn't. I just wanted to show you a few things that I've dug around on SteamDB. Now, they're making a lot of assumptions here. One is that these are even slightly accurate, which is quite a broad assumption to make. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a moment. Two is that you can extrapolate this to cover rough console ownership as well. And yeah, I mean, just take all of this stuff with a pinch of salt, because this is only the Steam figures. But we can look at the 4 Train Sim World games. At the moment, obviously, Train Sim World 4 is doing the best, with 411 current live players and a 24-hour peak of nearly 1,000. Now, Train Sim World 3 is, you know, more than a third of that, and more than a quarter of that for the current. If I'm well over, that's pushing a third as well. But it's more the all-time peak that I'm interested in. See, Train Sim World 2020 had almost 2,000. And then Train Sim World 2 came out, and that was generally perceived to be a glorious improvement. And thus, 3,000. Then Train Sim World 3 comes out, and people are going, all right, let's stop with these new games. And Train Sim World 4, and, you know, Train Sim World 4 has the lowest all-time peak. The lowest all-time peak of the 4 games. Lower than Train Sim World 2020 itself. It's successful launch? Really? Really? A successful launch? You sure about that? as well, we can come in here, right? We can have a look. This is Train Sim World 2020. The owner estimations, about 250,000 on Steam, right? So maybe, I don't know, multiply by 3, roughly, very, very broadly for your total ownership. Have a look at Train Sim World 2. The owners of that are estimated to be somewhere between about 200,000 and 500,000 people. So a lot more owners. Then we have a look at Train Sim World 3, which is somewhere between 100 and 300,000, which is, oh, that's fine. That's decent. And then Train Sim World 4, which is unanimously under 100,000. Again, successful launch. When you're getting like 10%. Now, this might not be true. This might not be correct. But it's not great. Especially this is not good. This review count is not good. You look at Train Sim World 2, 81% positive. Train Sim World 3, okay, 78% positive. Train Sim World 4, 74% positive. That's more than a quarter of people who are voting this as negative, right? That's not good. That's not a successful launch. And especially when they're talking about, 89 out of 100. I'm sorry, but this is, well below that average. And to call this a successful launch, it's just a kick in the nuts. And especially when I was reading the annual review, Focus Entertainment's annual review, and one of their so-called corporate pillars, as if that means anything, is to respect the player? Really? Respect the player. Which is why, this is respecting the player. This whole concept is respecting the player. Like... SteamDB gives this game a rating of 70%. That's truly awful. Truly awful. It's just... It gets worse, and it gets worse, and it just keeps getting worse. And I'm fairly certain that Train Sim World 4 has sealed the nail in the coffin. I know lots of you guys hammer on to me about SimRail, and I can see a lot of people switching to SimRail. And we're seeing, 2 years ago, if someone whinged about Train Sim World 2, you would have got shut down pretty hard on the forums. But whinging about Train Sim World 4 is now one of the most liked forum threads on the whole forum. It's insane. People don't like Train Sim World 4 as a concept. And people don't like Dovetail Games as a subsidiary anymore. And I especially dislike Focus Entertainment. And it's just this sense of arrogance, like, oh, well, we'll charge whatever the fuck we like. And you'll pay for it. And people buy this stuff. It's insane. It's just a successful launch, my arse. As if it is a successful launch. I should probably stop ranting there. Let me know what you think. I'm genuinely interested to hear your thoughts. As I always say, and this will inevitably end up on the forums. If you're watching from the forums, hi. Please don't go batshit crazy. And if you want to discuss things in a civil way, then I'm open to that through most forms of communication, be it Discord or email or on the forums themselves. But do let me know what you think. If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. I have an opinion. I think I've made that clear. Anyway, I'll leave this all with you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.